Hey everybody. So, the Hunger Games prequel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, has finally come out, finally hit theaters, and I went and saw it last night. So, let's hop into this review. Little backstory. I really like the Hunger Games movies. I've read the books, watched the movies more than once. Catching Fire is my favorite. When this book came out, I got the book, I read the book, and that was the last time I read the book. So I've read it, but going into this, I realized how long it's been since I read it. I remember being announced, I remember the casting. I feel like when it was casted, Rachel Zegler was not really a name yet. And I still don't know the guy who was playing Snow. But Viola Davis is also in it, she's great. Peter Dinklage is in it. He's great. I really don't know a whole lot of the cast, to be honest with you. Rachel Zegler is the main person I know. And I don't really have an opinion on her because, I saw her in Shazam and I thought she was good. I'm not a fan of the way she's been treating the Snow White movie, but I'm just kind of like, I feel like you need to kind of like chill. Like, I feel like she's not helping the marketing for her Snow White movie at all. But that doesn't make me like dislike her as a person. But even like her character going into this, the way she came off at the beginning, I was like, oh, is she gonna be like this the whole movie? Like, I don't know how to explain that, but she came off and she was not a very likable person at the very beginning. To be honest, I don't really know who is likable in this movie though. Tidris? Tidris is likable. I guess Viola Davis, like the energy she brings to her character is likable. Same thing with Jason Schwartzman. The host is likable, but he's like, everyone's like a little bit mad and like not an okay person. The movie itself, I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. It was darker and heavier than the other ones, I believe. In my opinion, you really feel like you're experiencing the games more in this one. Like, even though like you're in the games in the other ones, I feel like a lot of the kills happen off screen. Like Katniss like wakes up and you see the tributes to them at nighttime, or however it goes. You just like see they'll be like, oh, player 11 eliminated, or whatever they say. And in this one, I feel like you watch everyone die. I don't think anyone gets killed off screen. Like, there might not all be as brutal, but I'm pretty sure you watch everyone die. And it's like, oh my goodness. When they first push Lucy out into the games, it's like a handheld camera, and the effect that added was so much. Like, you're like this handheld camera like following her around while everything's going on, like all of her like dodges and like things coming at her, like you're like, oh my goodness. Like, I don't know, when it comes to the games themselves, I felt like I was more like, I don't know, I just felt like I was there more than I was in the other ones. And also seeing Snow's descent just into evil. Like, he's never really a great person, but just watching him slowly get worse and worse and worse. It's like, I told someone, they were talking about how I just like, well, it was just a movie about the bad guy. And I was like, yeah, it was. So it's kind of like watching Joker, like, he's the bad guy, but it's kind of like watching him just like descend into madness. And yeah, it was heavier than I thought it was going to be. Rachel Zegler can sing though. So that part of Snow White, I am looking forward to a lot because she has a really great voice. Her version of the Hanging Tree was like, oh, so good. And even getting to like spend time like at the Hanging Tree, and like there's like little stuff you just get callbacks, and they're like, I guess callbacks, even though this is a prequel, which are all in the book. Like I said, but it's been a while since I read the book. I realized that I remembered most of the game stuff from the book, but the stuff afterwards, I did not remember much at all. I saw someone say like, it's like a long movie actually. It's like almost 3 hours long. I didn't know that until like 5 minutes before we walked in. Anyways, I saw someone say that it was like a 2 hour long movie with like a 50-minute epilogue. And that's really is kind of what it feels like. It feels like the games, I guess part 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Felt like the movie. And then like part 3 felt like just like how things shake out afterwards. I've heard the complaint that it should have either been a shorter movie or they should have made it longer and like made it a series. I was fine with the runtime. Like I feel like maybe the end could be rushed, and I feel like the beginning, the very, very beginning scene is kind of like, I don't really know why this was here. I guess it kind of shows that Tigress was there with him the whole time, or like it shows them kind of get adopted by that family. I thought Peter Dinklage, the reveal that Peter Dinklage was trying to like get the games canceled. Like I don't remember that from the book. That was a reveal that I was like, oh. And I feel like if you rewatch the movie, now thinking of some of the things he said, I'm like, oh, I bet you really pick up on that on your second rewatch, that he was like trying to, all right, well, I guess we don't need the games anymore. But he probably gives the best performance, I guess. Like when it comes to like acting, I don't know. It might be Rachel Zegler. But I felt, this is kind of funny, I felt like the actor playing Snow, some of the movie, I'm like, man, he's kind of doing like a Hayden Christensen Anakin impression. I feel like he's kind of taking that style. Like some of the times he would answer things, it kind of sounded like Hayden. But then there was the line where he's like, who's the third person? He's like, me. He's like, I killed my old self to become who I am. I was like, that sounded just like an Anakin line. As far as we go, we're going to rank them. I would really have to watch the last 2 Hunger Games to see if they're like this good. Because I remember thinking like 1 and 2 are like great. The third one, I didn't like very much at all. And then the fourth one was like okay. I mean, I've seen them all multiple times. That's just always kind of been the way I felt about it. So like if I was just going off my mind of what I think, it's probably number 3. Like Catching Fire is my favorite. The original Hunger Games right after that. And then probably this, and then maybe the other 2. But like I said, maybe I should just rewatch the whole series before I make a final ranking. But as of right now, that's how I feel. Out of 10 stars, I'd probably give it a 7, 7.5. Somewhere in between there. If you're a fan of the Hunger Games, I say go watch it. If you haven't seen the Hunger Games, I would watch the Hunger Games first and then watch this. Because I know it's a prequel, but I don't know if this movie is good enough to make you want to watch the whole franchise. If you watch this and you didn't think it was that good, you're like, I'm not going to watch the Hunger Games. Watch the Hunger Games. They're worth it. Like the first 2, they're better than this. So, I don't know. That's my thoughts. If there's something in particular I didn't address, you can leave it in the comment section below. I was trying to avoid spoilers and all that, but I feel like I got my point across. So, thank you for checking this video out. Leave a like, subscribe, check out some other movie reviews, and I'll see you next time.